Welcome to the Nordic Edge Podcast. I'm your host, Asle Hoset, and I'm taking you on an expedition to explore the Nordic way of life, from our unique cultural and lifestyle factors to our focused, happy and healthy existence. I'm excited to take you on this exploration to uncover the essence of this lifestyle. Join me on this journey as we discover the focused life on the Nordic Edge. Stay focused, Valhalla awaits. I'm fed up seeing wasted talent, and I'm sure you are too. Our society has reached a point where many of us struggle to maintain deep focus. To address this, we must first cultivate the ability to clear our minds and create space for concentrated thinking. What can we learn from the Vikings regarding focus? When going to war, their brains were free from distractions from the noise created by trivial matters. They had to focus entirely on the task at hand. The brain is cleared when given a task that demands all mental and physical resources. To find tranquility in the midst of chaos, it's necessary to cultivate a sense of inner calm. This holds true even in high-pressure environments as a battlefield. What challenges are you prepared to set for yourself from now on? I ask one more time, what challenges are you prepared to set for yourself from now on? It is crucial to note that setting goals based on fear can have detrimental effects. Fear has the potential to hijack one's focus, impair cognitive function, and drain significant amounts of mental and physical energy. Therefore, it's important to approach goal setting with a clear and positive mindset, rooted in one's values and aspirations, rather than being driven by fear. The Vikings' mindset was not rooted in fear. Some, like Freud, have claimed that all fear stems from the fear of death. We all know that the Vikings removed the fear of death from their equation. This allowed their thoughts and ambition to be liberated from the crippling limitation of fear. Maintaining a clear mind requires having a set of values that serve as a guiding principle for all your actions. If a proposed action does not align with your values, you simply do not do it. This eliminates the need for mental energy spent on debating whether or not to take a certain course of action. Instead, your values provide effortless direction. This predictability based on shared values also fosters unity within your tribe, allowing everyone to move in harmony. The Vikings had several core values that were highly prioritized in the society. This included honor, courage, strength, loyalty, wisdom, self-reliance, and a fierce determination to succeed in the face of adversity. So this is why I've chosen to interview for my first podcast a fellow by the name of Ole Victor Corral. Ole is just a regular guy in Norway that has the habit of achieving cool things. He's an actor, martial artist, and entrepreneur. And I chose him as my first guest because it would give me the best starting point to look at how everyday people achieve the best from themselves, using the tools I just described. With focus, clear goals, and in the Viking values, I believe Ole has found Valhalla. Let's just say that Valhalla is within him like it can be within you. So please, and without any further talk from me, I introduce Ole Victor Corral. Hello, Ole Victor.
Hi.
Tell me about yourself. What made you start on your martial arts journey?
My martial arts journey, it started when I was 13 years old. And what made me do it, there's a couple of factors, but just superficially, it was me watching a movie with Russell Crowe called Cinderella Man.
Yeah.
And that just motivated me to start. I thought it was so cool, you know. But I'm from a place, Asker, small town, but we are very sport heavy. And everybody's playing sports, you know. But it's football, volleyball, skiing. Martial arts is not a big thing in Norway, so But I always liked individual sports, and something in me liked the whole contact of the contact sport, you know. And that's pretty much why I started. I had a lot of pent-up rage in me so I could use.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a sport that I could excel in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm.
A brain under too much stress
Yeah.
never, reverts to the basics. And basic combination do not win fights at your level. What do you do to keep an open and creative mind, enabling you to see the possibilities that open up during fights?
Well, when you start off, you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I remember one of my very first fight. It did shut off, and I almost can't remember what happened, but I did win.
Yeah.
I just went crazy, man. From the first round, I just punched, and the other guy froze. So I won on TKO in the second round.
Yeah.
And when it was over, I got this adrenaline dump, and I'd never been so tired in my life. I thought I was gonna shit my pants.
Yeah.
So, and that was the most purest reaction you could have to an extreme situation. I did not prepare myself mentally at all for it. I had trained for 6 months. I didn't know. I had no thoughts about how it was gonna go. I was just a happy-go-lucky guy, and it totally took me by surprise, that whole feeling. People watching you, and suddenly someone's throwing punch at you. After that, I started thinking more about it, and you're young and you don't really have that killer instinct in you, but I do believe that the closer you are to a serial killer mentality, the better it is in that situation.
Yeah. You have fight, flight, or freeze.
Yeah.
At least you didn't freeze. And
At least I didn't freeze, yeah.
And you didn't fly.
Yeah.
So I read from that you believed that you could win, because then you fight.
Yeah.
So you had the belief in yourself,
Yes.
even if the
Yes.
techniques were not quite there yet.
No, I mean, if I had met a guy that knew a little bit what he was doing, he would have totally knocked me out.
Yeah.
Because what I did there was no thought behind it. But I met a guy that was on my level.
Yeah.
It was a good matchup. If he didn't freeze, if he had the same approach as me, it would be like a rock and sock and robots, we'd just be punching each other in the head. But the older I got, and the more relaxed I got, and the more I thought about it, and more experience you have, really is, you have to have this cold approach to it.
Yeah.
Your feelings doesn't matter at all. It's what you do. I mean, you can have the worst day in your life or the best day in your life, as long as you do the technique at the right moment. Doesn't really matter at all. And you have to have a goal, though. Like a detailed goal, what you want to do with the other guy. And I'm not a serial killer, and I don't have that. I'm not a psychopath. I don't have that mentality, so it kind of hurts me to do that switch. It's more experience that taught me that that's a good way to do it. But it's such an extreme situation, man. So what I do is I get to know my opponent. Like, I do research on them. What's their full name? What's their day job? Do they have a family? Do they have kids? How old is he? How does he look like? And then I start imagining, how would he look when he's very focused, when he got those bug eyes and he's trying to take your head off? how does he look? Maybe he's one of those guys, when you hit him hard, he'll smile and like do it like this, you know. Maybe he's one of those guys that are very quiet. Maybe he's very loud. And I just start picturing his face, how he is in different situations. And my goal is to actually become fond of him, to care for him, because I have experienced the more I care for him, the more human he becomes.
Yeah.
And the more human he becomes, the more beatable he becomes.
Yeah.
When he's not a human, when I start believing this, let's say if he's like a Conor McGregor type, then I will believe the aura he is portraying.
Yeah.
But when I do my research and I find out who he really is, and I make these assumptions, which are very often true, he becomes human.
Is that also a kind of risk management? That
Yes.
you don't go in blind, you assess your risk?
Yes. It helps me keep calm.
Yeah.
A lot. And it also it's this kind of thing that's, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, but I have to do this to you. I have to kill you. And it's really that dramatic. I punch until he doesn't move. And if the ref isn't there to stop me, I'm going to kill him. And it sounds really weird, but you could probably be more respectful and merciful, but I don't think it's optimal. You know, going back to the Viking age, where they actually did fight to kill. It's the same mentality. So it's good that I have a ref there, because he can stop it for me.
But my point of view is that if you have too much feelings in the ring, you're going to lose.
100%.
So maybe what you're describing is kind of a flow, that you're going into a flow state.
Yeah, because like what I meant with a serial killer, there's like a serial killer is very calm and he is cold.
Yeah.
It's a very calm there. It's a calmness there.
Yeah.
It's a weird calmness.
Yeah. Cool. So,
but it hurts me. Like emotionally, I have to ignore that.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was a sociopath, it would become very natural. It would come very natural to me, but it doesn't. I have to. I had to train myself to do it. And I did it also if I ever came in a situation where I had to defend myself or someone I was cared about. Like, it would probably not hurt me as much, because that's more natural. There's nothing natural about going into a cage and fight someone. I don't have to be there. I'm not protecting myself. If I wanted to protect myself, I'd say no to the fight. So it's a little bit unnatural to go to those extreme lengths for something I don't really have to do, especially if I come from Norway, because you've got so many options.
Yeah. Tell me about any setbacks in your career, in your martial art.
Well, I've been very lucky when it comes to injuries.
Yeah.
I haven't had that many injuries at all. One of my setbacks has been me losing my coach. My coach was from America. He came to Norway and trained me, and suddenly he just moved. Yeah. And you kind of just stand there, and his approach and his level of fighting was totally unique for me. And when I started training with others, I felt something missing, you know. And I just felt like it felt like I had to move from Norway if I had to become successful. And also the statistics shows that that's a smart move.
Yeah.
I mean, how many good martial artists do we have in Norway? We got not so many.
So you love the individual side of the sport, but you suddenly realized it was a team effort?
Yes.
Cool.
To be honest with you, I felt like I did 10% and he did 90%.
Yeah.
It's so important to have good coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to you have to be shown, you know, you have to be shown the depths of the sport, but also the depths of how much you can push yourself and how much the thought it goes behind everything and the attention to detail. And if you have a coach that doesn't understand that, then you won't understand it, you know.
Yeah.
So he opened my eyes, he opened a lot of doors, and now I can see stuff by myself, but I would never have been able to do that without his help.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah,
cool, because I hope that you felt that your mental toughness and resilience was ready for that he moved.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't at all.
Yes.
No.
So but did you stay motivated and focused?
I did for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I did for a while, but then suddenly other aspects of my life came in. You know, I started studying, and suddenly I wasn't sure if this was what I want to do. It's so what do you call it? So coincidental.
Yeah.
What you end up doing in a way, and I felt kind of like martial arts was a little bit coincidental for me.
Mm-hmm. We always have a lot of different roads to cover the same needs.
Yeah.
So maybe you needed that for a while, but
yeah, that's right.
Now you have your needs covered from other aspects.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And
I don't think getting your head bashed in every day after you're 30 years old is smart, to be honest with you.
Well, you may have a point there. Tell my wife.
But I can't remember the last time I got hit hard.
Yeah.
I don't spar hard anymore. You shouldn't do that unless you're going to fight, you know. Yeah.
But do you feel that martial arts has influenced or shaped other aspects of your life?
It shaped every aspect of my life.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's pretty much been my upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's been
a positive.
Yeah?
Very positive.
Yeah. So with the rules and discipline and...
Well, it's community too.
Yeah?
Yeah. You get a very strong sense of community.
Mm-hmm. And
you can have deep conversations with your training partners and your coach after practice, after you've been yelling at each other and been at each other's throats, when you're fucking dead tired.
Yeah.
And you sit down and you feel something cannot get.
Yeah, this is my tribe.
Behind a desk at a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So community. Belief and getting in touch with your masculine side, but also your feminine side. You know, men have feminine sides too, and martial arts can help you explore both sides so that you don't become extreme on any of them.
Yeah.
Like there's so much extreme masculine and extreme feminine now. They don't have that balance, you know what I mean? That will keep you sustained. And to me, martial arts helped me create something inside of me that was sustainable. If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's what represent the feminine side and what represent the masculine side in
martial arts,
yeah.
or in me.
Yeah.
The feminine side, I guess it's the not being afraid to show emotions, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's to be brave, you know.
It is to be brave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also
one of the bravest
side.
persons I met was a woman. Nothing to do with violence. it was about love. She showed love to me when I was showing the exact opposite to her. This is just it was a situation. I was at a party. I didn't know her the first time I met her. Never seen her since. I was at a terrible place in my life, and she was the only person that came up to me and asked me how I was doing. And I snapped at her. Like I was biting at her, like, protecting myself. And she started crying, actually. And she didn't cry because I was so mean. She cried because she said, "You must have experienced something horrible."
She felt your pain.
Yes. And that then and there, it didn't register. But the days went, and I started thinking about that situation. I thought, oh man, I was a coward there. I was such a coward. She was so brave to say that, and she saw to see me, you know. So if I ever see her again, I'm gonna ask for an apology.
You ready?
Yeah.
Cool.
But it was also a learning experience for me. You know, it's not always brave to be the most violent. You know, it's actually often cowardice.
Yeah, of course. It's aggression and fear are maybe connected.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. And you can't go without it, so you need to learn to use it. But then I was totally out of control.
Yeah.
She did not deserve that at all.
Yeah. So you feel you're on a continuing, growing experience?
Yeah.
What's your focus from now on and in the future to continue growing?
No, it's more like recapping, actually. I've been firing on all cylinders too long.
Yeah.
So I was doing things without actually, you know, recouping and reflecting. So I got this downward, this dump in my life where I suddenly just shut down because I was running 2 steps ahead of myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
your soul stuck.
Yeah. I didn't understand what I was doing. I was just doing.
Yeah.
So now I'm learning from my past life in a way, and I think also that's in a way it's a spiritual thing, and getting closer to God or whatever you want to call it. You believe in stuff like that, but I was very egocentrical. Yeah. And I was very ashamed of that when I found that out, you know, when that went up in my head. But after a while I said, don't be ashamed of something you actually couldn't even control. It just kind of happened. But learn from it, but don't be ashamed of it. And now I'm trying to a more unselfish route. Yeah. And finding peace of mind. And you know, I'm better now than I have been in quite a while. Yeah. So I feel balanced and doing stuff I want to do. You know, makes me happy, and I have good friends now.
It's that can be the downside of being an athlete at a certain level. Yeah, that is
goes like that.
My training, my resting, my everything is concerned about yourself. Yeah. But cool, you look at the world in a different view now.
Well, I was forced to do it in a way. I couldn't continue like that. No.
And I also believe that what's inside of you reflects in the world you have around you. Yeah. So I think you're not only changing yourself, I think you're changing the world around you.
Me too.
I've been very preoccupied with who do you have around you. That you're gonna be one of those.
Yeah, right.
When I worked with kids, I say, okay, you want to be a football player. You cannot be a football player if you're around like people smoking hashish. Then you're going to be a hashish smoker. Yeah. But I also think it's the other way around.
100%.
So now your inner world is going to be reflected
You make those Hushes start playing football. For real.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
No, but you try, but you can't try too hard either, you know.
No.
You have, if they don't want to, you can't like make them.
Yeah.
That's another lesson. Yeah.
No.
You're there if they want to, but you can't make them.
No, so now I will enjoy speaking to you in the future and see how your world develops.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for being here today.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yeah.